Hi, myself Adi Narayanan. Today we are going to discuss about servlets. So, if you see what is a servlet is a technology. By using servlet technology, we can create a dynamic web application. So, if it is going to be Java-based web development, we use JSP servlet to create a dynamic web application. So, first I will show you one servlet program. Servlet program. First, I will show you one servlet program. See here, you can use any sites like Java T Point, Tutorial Point to read a tutorial. There are a number of sites available. I will show you. Let me go here. Let me go here. So we call this as a servlet program. So this is a servlet program. This is a Java program, right? This is a Java program, but we call it a servlet program because it extends this class. If a class extends HTTP servlet or a class called generic GENERIC SCRVLET or SCRVLENT interface implements that interface. If your class extends this class or a generic servlet class or a servlet interface SCRVLET, there is an interface called SCRVLET. If your class implements that interface, then we can call that Java program as servlet. So here Java X dot servlet. This is part of uh, servlet specification. So Java X dot servlet dot HTTP, and this class is in this package. Java X dot servlet dot HTTP. See Java X dot servlet dot. So these two package contains all the classes that are related to creating dynamic web application. Java X dot servlet dot HTTP and Java X dot servlet dot .sar. Okay, before that, this we call this class as a servlet because it extends HTTP servlet. Okay, now go and see here. So go and see here. Okay, see here. By implementing servlet interface or by inheriting generic servlet or by inheriting HTTP servlet, you can create a servlet. So by either by extending this class or by extending this class or by implementing this interface, we can create a servlet. Okay, servlet. Okay, that's the high level idea. So first I will show you. See here, you get all the things. Create a directory structure. So I told you web application. If it is going to be a Java based web application, I already told you we created one project, right? Java dynamic web application by using Eclipse. So there is a project name. This is project name. Inside a project, inside this folder, you can give any name. What is our project name? I think so. Neo Banking Web is our project name, right? Neo Banking Web. Inside this only we created a one JS. Inside this we created one JSP on the day. See here, welcome.jsp, and there is web by enough. So this is really web content is part of Eclipse project structure. But if you say a Java web application, if you say a Java web application, should have a folder structure. So what is the folder structure? This one should be the name, one folder name, and inside this folder there should be web folder. Inside this web folder, there should be a folder called classes, folder class lib, and web.xml. These three things should be inside web. Now we can call this as a web application. That is web application in the sense. So okay, it contains all the file that we are going to use. Okay, so there is a HTML file. See here, HTML file and image file, CSS file, JavaScript file, JSP file, classes, all will be combined. All we will write all those things in order to create a web application. So where you are going to place all your files? Are you going to place in a single folder? No. So there is a folder structure. So create a folder and give some name. Inside that create web enough. Inside this create classes. Make all dot class file here. Here lib all jar files in the lib folder, and web.xml is the configuration file for our web application. Place all your HTML file Here in the root folder, not inside web, outside WebInf. Place all your HTML file outside WebInf. So here, you can place it here or create another folder and place it there. CSS, image file, all the things you place in the root folder, not in the WebInf. Inside WebInf, dot class, web.xml, lib. So this is a folder structure. See here, the directory structure defines that we where to put the different types of file so that a web container may get, which is our web container. Already we installed our Tomcat is the web container. You are going to give this project, that is deploy this project to web container, that is our Tomcat, and get information and respond to the client. See the directory. So files and the web container may get the information and respond to the Sun Microsoft defines a unique. Before it was Sun Microsoft system, now it is Oracle who bought Java, right? So now Oracle is the owner of Java. Defines a unique standard to follow by all server vendors. So Oracle or Sun Microsystem gives a specification, and anyone can create a servlet container. So we are using the servlet container created by Tomcat company. So what is Tomcat company? That is Tomcat server. Okay. Let us see the directory structure that must be followed to create the servlet. Okay, anyway, you can read this one, and this is the web application structure. Okay, now you know. So servlet is a Java program. When it extends when it extends this class or this class or this interface, then we call it as a servlet. So there are three ways, and another one important thing is okay. So normally we will create servlet by only using HTTP servlet. In Java web application, take any Java web application, all are going to use only HTTP servlet to create a servlet. So no need to extend generic servlet or implement interface. And see what are all the methods available. So now you have takeaways. Always we are going to create servlet. That is, we are going to create a class by extending HTTP servlet. So HTTP servlet in turn extends generic servlet. Generic servlet in turn implements the servlet interface. So you can go and see how will you see the classes. How will you see the classes? Okay, let me go here. HTTP yes SERVL it is servlet CLASS class. Okay, let me type some. Okay, we will go here, right? Oracle product servlet API, servlet API Java X dot servlet dot HTTP is the package. Inside this HTTP package, you have a lot of classes. One is HTTP servlet. See here, this HTTP servlet in turn extends generic servlet. Okay, let me click this one. Now you know HTTP servlet extends generic servlet. See, generic servlet in turn implements. See here, generic servlet class implement servlet interface, servlet config, two interface, interface and servlet config. You will see what is servlet config. Every servlet will have an object called servlet config. Every servlet will have a object called servlet config. So that okay, anyway, servlet config is an interface. Okay, just click. Okay, click this one. See what is this one? This interface is for developing servlet. So now you can create a program and implement servlet or extend generic servlet or extend HTTP servlet. The extend HTTP servlet is the right way that we are using it, not the right way, is the right way. Okay. Servlet is say the servlet interface define method to initialize servlet. See here, very important this one. The servlet interface define method to initialize the servlet to receive and respond to the client. Who is receiving the request? Your servlet will receive the request that is coming from the browser. From the browser, when you click anywhere, either submit a form, click a hyperlink, or in the browser on the day we wrote URL and entered right, then your browser creates an HTTP request. So what is HTTP? HTTP is a protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. I'll show you. So that request will come to the servlet. Servlet will in turn will respond to the browser. So servlet may use another class to connect to JDBC, or you can write any code in the servlet, or you write in a separate class. But you are going to do all the things. Finally, you are going to respond to the browser. Browser will display by creating a DOM, and it will display the result. Already we see what is DOM, all those things. Okay, here you see the servlet interface define method to initialize the servlet, to receive request and response, and to destroy the servlet. This is called life cycle. What is the life cycle of a servlet? Initialize, service the client, and destroy. There are these are known as life cycle method. Very very important. Wherever you go, they without this question there will not be any interview. What is the life cycle of a servlet? So what is the life cycle of the servlet? Initializing the servlet, receiving request response, and destroy. These are the three things. Servlet is servlet is created and initialized. Zero or more service calls from the client. Servlet is destroyed. Then servlet meaning that the object is destroyed. So it is created in heap memory, right? Already you saw heap memory. If you have a doubt on what is heap, HEAP, heap memory or stack memory, mm, see our uh, tutorial. Yeah, see our tutorial. Okay. Now, uh, so this one. Okay. Now, uh, now we will go to here. So now, see here, servlet life cycle. Click here. So you have explanation. You even no need to go and read that. Probably if you read this, you will get the best idea. But these are all very very important. Okay, life cycle of a servlet. So already we saw one servlet program, we created by extending HTTP servlet. Okay, now come here. So what is the life cycle of a servlet? See here, servlet leave the init, service, destroy. See init, service, destroy. Servlet creates creation, and it is to receive the calls, and it is to destroy the servlet. So here, see here, you can read this one. Life cycle of a servlet. See here, life cycle of a servlet. So the web container maintains the life cycle of the servlet instance. Let's see the life cycle of a servlet. So servlet class is loaded, servlet instance is created, that is your class is loaded, then an instance. You know how to create an instance for a class. Servlet is a class, right? Then init method is called, then service method is called, then destroy. Finally, when you want to destroy the servlet, when you want to delete the object, then we can call the destroy method. So who are all calling this init method, service method, and destroy method? So we don't call from some other program. We are not calling the program. It's all called by the web container. See here, the web container. Who is the web container? Tomcat. Our Tomcat is the web container. Web container. So the web container maintains the life cycle of the servlet. Then who is going to call the init method? Init servlet, the life cycle of a servlet is init, service, and destroy. You will understand. Even if you are not understanding fully, you will understand now. So see here, after the diagram, there are three states. The servlet is new state. The servlet instance is created, and after invoking the init method, servlet comes into ready state. The ready state servlet perform all the tasks. When the web container invokes the destroy method, it shifts to the end state. Okay, anyway, init is service destroy. Thread also we have life cycle, right? Thread. See, thread. When you read thread, so this servlet, the class loader is responsible to load the servlet, and the servlet class. See what is class loader. Go to Google and see what is class loader. You will understand. The servlet class is loaded when the first request to the when the servlet class is loaded. That is your program is loaded to the JVM, meaning to the heap memory and by the JVM loaded when the first request to the servlet is received by the container. You will know how to from browser how to request a servlet, how to send a request to the servlet from browser, how to send a request HTTP request to the servlet. Okay, this is servlet is loaded, instance is created, init method. The web container calls the init method once the only once. See here, the servlet container calls the init method only once after creating the instance. The init method is called is used to initialize the servlet. If the lifecycle method of a Java x.servlet.interface syntax, this is the init method and this is the syntax. Your class when you write a servlet, you should implement this method. See here the service method, very, very important. The web container calls the service method each time when the request for the servlet is received, meaning you are going to create only one instance. First time init method is called. After that, when another request comes to the same servlet, your service method only called, not the init method. So during the life cycle of that particular object, which contains three methods called init, service, and destroy method, your service method will be called each time when you receive requests from the browser. So in Flipkart, 1,000 people will log in. So when someone clicks the login button, if the request is for their login servlet, then it comes and calls the service method. Only one time init method is called, but for all other 10,000 requests from different user, will not call the init method. It will call container will call only the service method. If the call is the first request, then it call the init. Okay, if 1,000 people are logging in today at 4 o'clock, for first request, your servlet's init method is called. For the other request, for other people, only service method is called. That's why they are explaining here. Your web container, you are not calling, your web container is calling the service method each time when the request received by the servlet. For the first request, init method is called, then service. For others, nothing. So if the servlet is not initialized, it follows the first three steps and describe the above call on the service. If servlet is initialized, it calls the service method. Notice that servlet is initialized only once. The syntax is here. See destroy. Web containers call the destroy method before removing the servlet instance. So servlet is also a class, right? So when you want to remove the instance from this, then we can do. So this also called by the container. So init who is calling init method? Container. Service method, container. Destroy method, container. When you are a servlet service method is called when a request is coming from the browser. So when you click submit, when you click on hyperlink, an HTTP request comes from there and it calls this one. Before I start my example, I'm going to show you what is HTTP. 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 Here, servlet request, generic servlet anyway. Okay, here, go here. HTTP. Just I'm entering. What is hypertext transfer protocol? See, the hypertext transfer protocol is an application layer protocol for a distributed collaborative hypermedia information system. No need to read all those things and all. What you understand is HTTP is a protocol, and if the mail server uses the protocol SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SMTP. File server uses FTP protocol. So there are n number of EJP uses RMI protocol. So protocol is like a language. The language is in English, Tamil, Hindi, French, Germany. So protocol is something like that, where it defines how the client and the server communicate. Okay, so there are n number of protocols available. Type of protocols list, you will get n number of protocols. See here, you can go and read. HTTP transfer is an application layer protocol for distributed collaborative hypermedia information system. HTTP is the foundation of data communication for world. We see www, World Wide Web, where hypertext document includes hyperlink and other resources. What is hypertext document? HTML document includes hyperlink and other resources that are used to easily access. For example, mouse click by tapping the. Anyway, you can read what is HTTP. So before that, you can read the protocol. What is HTTP? You can read what is HTTP. Let me type PROTOCAL, protocol in computer. In networking, see in networking, these are all no need to learn. You no need to learn just for a what are the protocols and these types. Okay, just I'm giving some high level information. That's all. No need to read all these things and all. Just understand there are protocols like HTTP, SMTP, FTP. A protocol is a standard set of rules for formatting and processing data. This is the thing. For mail, there is a different rules in order to send a request to server. When server responds, is a different rule. For from browser, send information to the server, server to browser. So which rule we are following? HTTP rule, not SMTP rule. SMTP is for mail server. There is a mail server available, FTP server available. My database server, right? We have a database server. So like that. So there are a number of protocol to address many things. We will see here what are all different types of protocol. We will see here. I think this one. See here, what are all there are a number of protocol, but try to see there is HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, email. Email uses POP3, IMAP, SMTP, and this one is TCP. If you are a ECE student or a computer science student or communication student, you might have some knowledge about what is TCP, UDP, user data. This is protocol. This is a protocol. SMTP is a protocol. Application layer protocol. All these things and all up to this one. This one is a transfer related. Okay, so there are protocols. HTTP is one protocol where so now your Tomcat can understand HTTP rules. So your Tomcat can understand HTTP rules and your browser also can understand HTTP rules. Browser does not understand SMTP rules. A Tomcat server does not understand SMTP. So your server is written based on HTTP rules and your browser is written based on HTTP rules. So though both can interact with each other. From browser you are setting request, your Tomcat is responding and you are displaying the result. So browser and Tomcat can talk to each other because they know the language called HTTP. That is the protocol. They know the protocol called HTTP. That's why they are interacting. So the client is browser and the responder is Tomcat. So so you have an idea, right? Now that's the thing that I want to communicate before I start my first servlet example. And okay, and now you can read what is servlet, terminology, servlet API, that is servlet interface, servlet API, generic servlet, HTTP servlet, lifecycle, one servlet example which I showed. So this is the war file. So deploy in the sense you wrote a project and in that project you wrote JSP, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java, and you can compress. That is war file. You can compress not as a .zip, .war war and give it to server. So now yesterday we deployed, right? In the previous video we deployed, but we take help of a Tom Eclipse tool and we deployed. So what we can do now, we can zip that file. Here we call war file. Nothing. War file is nothing but you zip your application so that it will be minimized and you can deploy it. So this welcome file list and load on startup I will show you now. I will show you now. So now up to here you can read up to here. This is all Eclipse. Up to here, no need this one. We are using only Eclipse. No need this, no need this. And I'll show these two things. These two things. When you go www.google.com, you are getting on first page, right? That you can do by using welcome file list. We will see that. We will see that. The load on startup in the sense, okay, if there are 10 servlet, which servlet should be loaded first? So that we are going to do by using load on startup. You can click and see and probably you will get the knowledge. Before that, we will create one servlet and call from the browser. That should be our idea now. So let me create one servlet. So how can we create a servlet? Create a servlet. Servlet is a class file, right? So all your class file should be in SRC. So I'm going to create a class. Can I create a class without package? No. Create one package, then you create a servlet. Create a package. Okay. Create a package. How will you create a package? Oh, how will you create package? There is Java here. Java package. Okay. So what is going to be the package name? Package name. You can write the com dot neo web something any name dot ser or something. controller something. So I'm going to create a package called com.neo web.controller. In Windows, there will be a folder called com. Inside that folder, neo web. Then inside that, there will be a folder called controller might be created. So, okay, to be meaningful, you can type any name, anything. So, controller. See here. So let me create one servlet. So we are going to create a class, or else you can take a extend HTTP, or else you can right click this one. Right click, new. See here, others. Others. Either you can type on your own, or you can take this tool help to create a class. Right. Servlet. Servlet. If you then next, give a name. Give a name. LO or employee, register employee, REGISTER, register. EMPLOYEE, employee. SERVLED, any name. To be meaningful, I am typing it register employee servlet or employee servlet. More meaningful, employee servlet. Any name. No need to, there is no need that you need to type servlet. Even this also okay. To be meaningful, we always create something called a name with the SERVLED. See here, so now it is going to create a class that is that we call it a servlet because it is going to extend HTTP servlet. Leave all other things. Leave all other things. Let me finish. See here. See here. We call this as a servlet. Why we call this as a servlet? Because this class, see this class extends HTTP servlet. So can we call this as a servlet? Yeah, we can call this as a. If any class, if you remove this one, if you remove this one, then this class is not a servlet. Save. Now this class is not a servlet. It's a class, Java class. We cannot call this as a servlet. Only when it control is that extends HTTP servlet or extend generic servlet. GENERIC, generic servlet. Now we can call this as a servlet. Now we can call this because it extends generic, or else if it implement this interface SERVLET. Now we can call this as a servlet. Okay. So normally we create by using HTTP. Okay. Already we so already we saw if it is a servlet, then it contains three methods called what are three methods? Init, service, destroy. See here we don't have any of the throw method because we extend HTTP servlet, right? This HTTP servlet extend see generic servlet, right? This generic servlet extend SCR. So this class implement all the init, service, destroy method. So we are not implementing that. See this method implements all the three methods. So we are not implementing the three methods. This one, this class implements all the three methods init, service, destroy. So we are not writing here. So you know when you call init method, if it is not here, it will go to call on superclass, right? In superclass, right? You have read inheritance, Java inheritance. So when you call a method in a class, if that class is not available in that class, it will go and see in the superclass. Okay, same way now this servlet write all init method, service method, and destroy method. Okay, so now okay, when you implement this class, when you implement this class, you should write two methods called do get and do post. No need. Okay. Anyway, when you implement this class, when you extend this class, you can write methods like do get, methods like do get, do post, and even if I am going to remove this one, even if I remove this, even if I remove this control X, control S, control shift, see here, now also it is a servlet. So we call this a servlet because init method, service method, and test type method all implemented in HTTP servlet, and it's a superclass like a generic servlet, So now this is a servlet. It does not contain init service and test type method because it is overridden in the because it is written in the superclass. In the superclass, when you go here to this one, and you see here, do get, do post, do post. Okay, so see here, SNTR. There are a lot of things are available in. We can see here if you want. We can see here generic 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 SERVLET servlet class CLASS. Okay, so generic servlet class, no need this one. We move up to this. Okay, okay, we'll go. Where is your generic javax.servlet, not javax.servlet.http dot. So javax.servlet, go here and see what are the methods that are inside this. See, destroy method. Destroy method is there, and where is init method is there. See here, init method. Init method, servlet config, overloaded method, and see service method. So all these methods are written in the generic class, in the generic servlet. So if you see, if you see here, okay, this class extends, this class, extends HTTP servlet. HTTP servlet in turn extends generic servlet. See here, generic servlet. Where is that? Okay. So when servlet container calls the init method, it goes and calls in the generic servlet. When the generic method calls the destroy method, it goes and calls in the generic servlet. And when the servlet container calls the service method, it goes and calls in the generic in the generic servlet. So we are not writing here. Okay, so we are not writing here anything. So no need to write init service destroy here because it is already written in the superclass. So that should be your takeaway. So even if I tell more time, make sure that you understand this. That's why I tell more time. Okay, anyway. So before we start here, we want to know what are the HTTP method. HTTP method. HTTP METHODS. HTTP methods. I told you HTTP is a protocol. See, HTTP, the primary or most commonly used HTTP verbs are post, get, put, patch, delete. See, HTTP request method, Mozilla. See, there is a get method. Here defines a set of request methods. Request method from browser, you always send an HTTP request to the server by using any of this method, either get method, head, post. See here, HTTP defines a set of request method to indicate the desired action to be performed for the given resource. Although they can also be nouns, these request methods are sometimes referred to as HTTP verbs. Each of them implement a different semantics. Okay, what are the methods available? Get, the get method requires representation of the specified resource. Get, head, post, put, delete. Then what are the other things? Connect, options, trace, patch. Okay, so these are all the methods available. So when your request goes from the browser to the web container, that is Tomcat container, your request will contain any one of these methods. So in order to inform to the web container, that browser, I am sending get request, I am sending head request, I am sending post request, I am sending put request, put request. The post method is used to submit an entity to the specified resource. What is get? The get method is to request a representation of the specified resource. Put method. The put method replaces all current representation of the target resource with request to payload. See, when you submit a form, an HTML form, you use post. When you click a hyperlink, you use get. That's the main thing. When you want to update something, that is, when you want to update your mobile number in Flipkart, you inform to the server that I am sending a put request. I'm sending a put request, post request, or a get request. Anyway, so get there are HTTP method as of now. Understand? Okay, now we will go to our Eclipse. So this you can read. No, probably take some time and read. So what are the method that we are going to write here? First, I am going to write get method. Control is that this one. Even if you can remove this one. Okay. Now this is a servlet class. This is the proper servlet class. First, you here you should write any of that do get or do post. That is, you should write a method like do get, do post in order to receive the request from the browser. If the browser sends a get request, then it will call do get method. Do get do get method. Sorry, this is how you write, right? Do get. If the browser is going to send post, then do post method will be called. Do post. Okay, that's why when we create a servlet, control is it, control is it, control is it. Okay, that's why when we create, so when we create, see here, do get method, do post method. So in a class you can create n of method. So now when you submit in the browser and it is a get method, what is the meaning of get method? HTTP type. If HTTP type is, if we click hyperlink, by default the method is equal to get, by default method. If you submit a form, then method equal to post. Okay, post. So when method type is get, then it will call this one. When method type is post, then it will call this method. That's it. We will write only these two methods in our HTTP servlet, and we will give all the information. Okay, now we wrote one servlet, right? We wrote one servlet. Just understand only this method. See, this is encapsulation, protected, and this return type. This is the method name. See, there is only two parameters. That's all. Nothing other than that. Two parameters. See here. That's all. You know what is throws. You know what is exception handling. Already you read IO exception, servlet exception. They wrote a number of exceptions in order to handle different problem. Is there any difficulty in understanding this method? No, you should not have any difficulty. So what is the parameter type? HTTP servlet request. You will understand what all these things are about. Only two parameter. What are the two parameter? This can be anything. To be meaningful, they wrote request. So do get method. What is the parameter? There is two parameter. One is request parameter and response parameter. It can be anything. To be meaningful, we wrote something like this. Okay, control is that, control is that. Okay, what is the type? HTTP servlet request. What is this type? HTTP servlet response. You will understand. I will explain this one. So only two parameters. There is no doubt. You should not have any confusion. So should your servlet contain do get method and do post method? Not necessary. If you are sending request, do get request. If you are sending get request from the browser, write do get method. If you are sending only post method, post request, then write only do post method. So no need that you should have both the method. Even if you want, I will remove this one. So now you wrote only one method in here. Only method, only. This is a constructor. Either you can write the constructor or this is a constructor. There is a super in order to call super class constructor. So what is the super class of this class? HTTP servlet. What is the super class for HTTP servlet? Generic servlet. Generic servlet in turn implements SCRVLET interface. So I tell repeatedly for you to understand. That's it. So what is the package javax.servlet.http? HTTP servlet is a package. Okay. So only one method. We have only one method, two parameter. Parameter type very important. HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response. Okay. So if you see generic servlet, if you see generic servlet here, if you see generic servlet, see what is the parameter. So what is the parameter? Servlet request, servlet request, servlet response. Generic servlet. We won't write the servlet, right? All this method. See, this is generic servlet. This is not a. This is a generic servlet. There is a service method. See here, and there also write something. Anyway, we won't write this one. We always write servlet by extending HTTP servlet. Just read this one and this one. This one extend HTTP servlet request. See here, servlet request, and see in our. So here, see generic servlet. Where is generic servlet? See HTTP servlet. Read this one, you will understand. The HTTP servlet class extends the generic servlet class, implements serializable interface. It provides HTTP specific method. What are the methods? Do get, do post, do head, do trace. See, there are many methods in HTTP servlet. They are service, service request, service. See here, HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response. Overridden method. Overloading, sorry, overloading, right? This and this is overloading, right? Only parameter are different, all other things are same. See here, do get. What are the other method you can write? Do get, do post, do head, do option, do put, do trace, do delete, get. Anyway, we will write so these are all the method available in which class? HTTP servlet class. So here when we write, we are overloading. We are overriding. We are overriding. See, HTTP servlet. This class contains all the method. They return all the method, but we are overriding here. Okay. So no need to get confused. All those things. You create a servlet. You create a servlet and write do get method, do post method, or one method, two method, or three method. Now we are having only one method do get. Okay. Here let me. So this one see response dot get writer append. Uh, Welcome to WLCOME. Welcome to NEO Neo BANK something controllers and append. Let me remove all these things. No need. Okay. Understand only this. See here. Response. What is this response? This one. So when you submit a request, all the detail will be here. Whatever you want sent it to browser, you should write inside this. That should be the understanding. When you submit from the browser, it will call and all the things will be copied to this request. All the things. When you want to send the information to the browser, then you should write into this object. So that's why we are writing. See here, response.getWriter. GetWriter already we saw file IO. File IO. So what is the return type of this GetWriter? See, print writer. Print writer. File IO. So and we are writing something like this. We are writing something like this. Okay, control S. Now we will see. Now we wrote a servlet. Yeah, now we wrote a servlet. We wrote one servlet. We wrote one servlet. Nothing. Only one method. Do get. We wrote one servlet. Okay. Now we wrote one servlet. Let restart. 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 If you want to call the servlet from the browser, see at web request slash employee servlet. You should use this name. By using this name, you can call a this servlet. So you have given name by using at web servlet. See now it is started. Right, it is started. Now I'll go to browser. Let me go to browser and so how will you call the servlet? How we call the JSP? Localhost HTTP // LOCAL local HOST host, okay, colon 8080 slash what neobank web NEO bank WB, our project name, and control V. So now you are going to send a request. What is the request type? Get. When you type in URL, always the request type will be get. So now a request goes to our container. Our container will invoke init, then it will call do get service, then it will call do get, and you wrote something response dot get right. That will be sent to the browser. Browser will display. See here, welcome to NeoBank. You got the result. You got the result. So if you are changing something here, change something here. Next video I'll explain more. Bank IBANK control S. I changed something. Right. So now automatically it will deploy. Deploy completed. I go to browser and again I send a request. See here, we got the response. How will you call the servlet? By using the servlet path name. This is a path name, servlet path name. This is the project name, 8080 running on port. JSP, how will you call the JSP? By using JSP name. Here use by using this JSP name, right? JSP. Here, welcome.jsp. Same way you can call servlet.jsp, welcome to on the day in the previous. Now you know how to create a servlet and how to call from the browser, and it calls the do get method and your response. Why you call the do method? Always your browser will send the URL. When you enter here, if you from the URL, it will be always get method, get method. So it is calling do get. Okay, thanks for your time. We will meet on next video.